Be me, Karen, a 30-year-old marketing manager at a large corporation. Been working at this company for 5 years, always striving to climb the corporate ladder. Equals my boss, Mr. Johnson, is a great guy, always fair and supportive. But there's this one thing that's been bugging me for a while now. He got promoted to CEO last year, and I was sure I was going to get the job. Thought I was a shoo-in, had all the qualifications and experience. But no, they went with Mr. Johnson, and it's been eating away at me ever since. Be sitting at my desk, staring blankly at my computer screen. Can't focus on work, all I can think about is how unfair it is. Why did he get the job and not me? Start thinking about all the times he's praised me, given me raises and promotions. But it's not enough, I want that top spot. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get it. Hey Karen, how's it going? Mr. Johnson says, walking by my desk. Oh, hey, just busy with work, I reply, trying to sound friendly and nonchalant. He stops and leans against the cubicle wall. You know, I've been meaning to talk to you about the Smith account, he says. What about it? I ask, trying to sound interested. I think you've been doing a great job, but I need you to take it to the next level, he says. Start thinking to myself, take it to the next level, what does that even mean? Is he trying to imply that I'm not doing a good job? Start to feel a surge of anger and resentment. Push the feelings aside and try to sound professional. I understand, sir, I'll see what I can do, I say. He nods and walks away, leaving me to my thoughts. Start thinking, I need to take matters into my own hands. Can't just sit around and wait for opportunities to come to me. Need to create my own opportunities. And if that means taking down Mr. Johnson, then so be it. Start brainstorming, thinking of ways to sabotage him. But it's not going to be easy, he's well liked and respected by everyone in the company. Need to come up with something big, something that will really take him down. And then it hits me, the perfect plan. Can't believe I didn't think of it sooner. It's genius, it's foolproof. And it's going to change everything. As I sat at my desk, staring blankly at my computer screen, my mind began to wander back to the conversation I had with Mr. Johnson just hours before. Take it to the next level, he had said, his words echoing in my head like a challenge. I couldn't help but feel a sense of frustration and annoyance. What did he mean by that? Was I not doing a good job? I thought I was excelling in my role, consistently meeting deadlines and producing high-quality work. I let out a deep breath and tried to shake off the negative thoughts. I needed to focus on finding a solution, not dwelling on my emotions. I stood up and walked over to the window, gazing out at the city below. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the towering skyscrapers. I felt a sense of calm wash over me as I took in the view. Okay, think this through, I said to myself, trying to sound rational. What does take it to the next level even mean? Is it more sales, more clients, more recognition? I thought about all the possible interpretations, but none of them seemed quite right. Just then, my coworker, Sarah, walked by and poked her head into my office. Hey, how's it going? She asked, noticing the look of concern on my face. It's going, I replied, trying to sound nonchalant. Just trying to figure out what Mr. Johnson meant by, take it to the next level. Sarah raised an eyebrow. Oh, yeah. What did he say exactly? I repeated the conversation to her, trying to recall every detail. She listened intently, nodding her head. I think I know what he might be getting at, she said, a sly grin spreading across her face. I overheard him talking to one of the other executives last week. They were discussing the upcoming merger with Smith & Company. My ears perked up at the mention of the merger. What about it? I asked, my curiosity piqued. Well, apparently, Mr. Johnson is under a lot of pressure to make it happen. The CEO is breathing down his neck, and he needs someone to take the lead on the project. I felt a surge of excitement mixed with a hint of fear. This could be my chance to prove myself, to take my career to the next level. But it also meant I would have to go up against Mr. Johnson, and that was a daunting prospect. "Thanks for the info, Sarah," I said, a plan beginning to form in my mind. "You're a lifesaver." Sarah smiled and winked at me. "Anytime, happy to help. Just be careful, okay? Mr. Johnson isn't someone to be trifled with." I nodded, a sense of determination washing over me. I was ready to take on the challenge, to take my career to new heights. And if that meant taking down Mr. Johnson in the process, so be it. As I sat back down at my desk, I couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. I was ready to put my plan into action, to take the first step towards my goal. And nothing was going to stand in my way. "Time to get to work," I said to myself, a sly smile spreading across my face. "It's game on." I pulled out a fresh notebook and flipped to the first page, my mind racing with ideas and strategies. "Okay, let's break this down," I said to myself, scribbling down notes and key points. I knew I had to be meticulous, to cover all my bases if I was going to take on Mr. Johnson and come out on top. As I wrote, my thoughts turned to the project itself. It was a high-profile campaign for a major new client, one that could make or break our company's reputation. I had been involved in the brainstorming sessions, and I knew I had some great ideas, but I also knew that Mr. Johnson would stop at nothing to get his hands on the project lead. I need to get to the boss before he does, I thought to myself, a sense of urgency creeping into my mind. I quickly jotted down a list of key points to discuss with my boss, highlighting my strengths and the benefits of giving me the project lead. Just as I was finishing up, my phone buzzed with an incoming call from my boss's assistant. "Hi, Emily, the boss wants to see you in his office," she said, her voice crisp and professional. My heart skipped a beat as I felt a surge of excitement mixed with nerves. This was it, my chance to make my pitch and take the first step towards my goal. "Thanks, I'll be right there," I replied, trying to sound calm and confident. As I stood up and made my way to the boss's office, I couldn't help but think about what I was going to say. "Stay calm, be confident, and show him what you're made of," I told myself, repeating the mantra like a prayer. I took a deep breath, smoothed out my dress, and pushed open the door to the boss's office. "Hi, boss, you wanted to see me?" I said, trying to sound nonchalant despite the butterflies in my stomach. My boss, a middle-aged man with a kind face and a sharp mind, looked up from the papers on his desk and smiled. "Ah, Emily, thanks for coming in. I hear you're interested in taking the lead on the new project?" I nodded, my heart racing with anticipation. "Yes, I am. I think I have some great ideas and I'd love the opportunity to run with it." My boss leaned back in his chair, a thoughtful expression on his face. "I've heard great things about your work, Emily. But I have to warn you, Mr. Johnson is also interested in the project lead. It's going to be a tough competition." I smiled, a sense of determination washing over me. "I'm not afraid of a little competition," I said, my voice firm and confident. "I'm ready to put in the work and make this project a success." My boss nodded, a small smile playing on his lips. "I like your spirit, Emily. Let's talk more about your ideas and see if you've got what it takes to take on this project." As I sat down in the chair across from my boss's desk, I couldn't help but feel a sense of nervous energy coursing through my veins. Despite the butterflies in my stomach, I took a deep breath and tried to focus on the conversation at hand. My boss, Mr. Thompson, leaned forward, his eyes sparkling with interest as he asked, "So, Emily, tell me more about your vision for this project. What makes you think you're the right person for the job?" I launched into a passionate explanation of my ideas, trying to convey the excitement and enthusiasm I felt about the project. "I believe that with the right approach, we can not only meet but exceed our clients' expectations," I said, my words tumbling out in a rush. "I've been doing some research and I think I've identified a few key areas where we can really add value and make a difference. As I spoke, I could feel my confidence growing, and I began to relax into the conversation. My boss listened intently, his expression thoughtful, and I found myself wondering what he was thinking. Was I coming across as confident and capable, or was I sounding too aggressive and pushy? I pushed the doubts aside and focused on the task at hand, trying to convey my passion and dedication to the project. I'd like to propose a few innovative solutions that I think could really set us apart from the competition, I continued, pulling out a folder full of notes and sketches. For example, I think we could use a combination of social media and traditional marketing to reach our target audience, and I've also been exploring some new technologies that could help us streamline our processes and improve efficiency. Mr. Thompson nodded, his eyes scanning the papers in front of him. I like the sound of that, Emily, he said. But can you tell me more about how you plan to handle the challenges that are likely to arise? This project is going to be a complex one, and will need someone who can think on their feet and come up with creative solutions to unexpected problems. I felt a surge of adrenaline at the question, and my mind began to racing with thoughts of all the things that could go wrong. What if the client changed their mind at the last minute? What if we encountered unexpected technical difficulties? What if? I took a deep breath and pushed the doubts aside, focusing on the present moment and the conversation at hand. I've been thinking about that a lot, actually, I said, trying to sound calm and confident. I believe that the key to success is going to be flexibility and adaptability. We'll need to be able to adjust our approach as needed, and be willing to pivot when circumstances change. I've also been thinking about building a strong team, with a diverse range of skills and expertise, so that we can draw on each other's strengths and support each other through any challenges that arise. As I finished speaking, I felt a sense of pride and accomplishment wash over me. I had done my best to present my ideas and showcase my skills, and now all I could do was wait and see how my boss would respond. Would I get the project lead, or would it go to Mr. Johnson? I pushed the thought aside and focused on the present moment, trying to stay calm and centered as I waited for Mr. Thompson's decision. As I waited for Mr. Thompson's response, I couldn't help but notice the way he leaned back in his chair, steepling his fingers together as he considered my words. His expression was thoughtful, and I found myself wondering what was going through his mind. Was he impressed with my answer, or was he still leaning towards giving the project lead to Mr. Johnson? I see, Mr. Thompson said finally, his voice measured and deliberate. Flexibility and adaptability, you say? Building a strong team with a diverse range of skills and expertise. He leaned forward, his eyes locked on mine. Those are excellent points, and I think you're absolutely right. This project is going to require a lot of creativity and problem solving, and will need a team that can think on its feet and adapt to changing circumstances. I felt a surge of excitement at his words, my heart racing with anticipation. Was he going to offer me the project lead? I pushed the thought aside, trying to stay focused on the present moment. I've been thinking about the team dynamics a lot, actually, I said, trying to build on the momentum. I think it would be really beneficial to have a mix of experienced professionals and newer team members, so that we can bring different perspectives and ideas to the table. And I'd want to make sure that everyone on the team feels empowered to speak up and share their thoughts, so that we can really leverage our collective strengths. Mr. Thompson nodded, a small smile playing on his lips. I like the way you think, he said. You're not just focused on the technical aspects of the project, but also on the people's side of things. That's really important to me, because at the end of the day, it's the team that's going to make or break this project. As he spoke, I felt a sense of pride and validation wash over me. I had been nervous about this meeting, but now I was starting to feel more confident. Maybe, just maybe, I had a shot at getting the project lead after all. What do you think about Mr. Johnson's approach to the project? Mr. Thompson asked, his eyes narrowing slightly as he waited for my response. I hesitated for a moment, unsure of how to answer. I didn't want to speak negatively about my colleague, but at the same time, I wanted to be honest about my own approach and how it differed from his. Well, I said finally, choosing my words carefully. I think Mr. Johnson has a lot of experience and expertise, and he's definitely a valuable member of the team. However, I think our approaches to the project are slightly different. He seems to be more focused on the technical aspects, whereas I'm trying to take a more holistic approach, considering not just the technical side of things, but also the people and the overall project goals. Mr. Thompson nodded thoughtfully, his expression unreadable. I see, he said. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. Thank you for coming in and sharing your thoughts with me. I'll need to discuss this further with the rest of the team, but I'll be in touch soon to let you know my decision. As the meeting drew to a close, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. It was out of my hands now, and all I could do was wait and see what happened next. But as I stood up to leave, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had done something right, that I had taken a crucial step towards achieving my goals. And as I walked out of the office, I felt a sense of determination and purpose that I hadn't felt in a long time. I was ready for whatever came next, and I was confident that I had the skills and the talent to succeed. As I stepped out of the office building, the bright sunlight and cool breeze hit me like a slap in the face, snapping me out of my introspective state. I took a deep breath, feeling the tension in my shoulders ease, and began to walk towards the parking lot. My mind started to wander, replaying the meeting with Mr. Thompson. I thought about the way he had nodded thoughtfully, his expression unreadable, and wondered what he was really thinking. I hope I didn't come on too strong, I thought to myself, replaying the conversation in my head. I just want to make sure he understands my vision, my approach to the project. I quickened my pace, my feet carrying me towards my car on autopilot. But what if he doesn't get it? What if he thinks I'm too idealistic, too focused on the big picture? As I reached my car, I pulled out my phone and checked the time. It was already lunchtime, and I was meeting a friend at a nearby cafe. I smiled to myself, looking forward to a break and some good conversation. Hey, maybe I can talk to Sarah about this, I thought, unlocking my car door. She's always been a good sounding board, and she knows the team at Thompson Incorporated pretty well. I slid into the driver's seat and started the engine, feeling a sense of excitement and anticipation building inside me. As I pulled out of the parking lot, I caught myself wondering what Mr. Thompson would say to the rest of the team, what his decision would be. Stop it, I told myself, laughing. You've done all you can do. Now it's just a matter of waiting and seeing what happens next. I pulled up to the cafe and spotted Sarah already seated at a table outside. She waved at me, and I smiled, feeling a sense of gratitude towards my friend. As I got out of the car and walked towards her, I felt a sense of calm wash over me. Maybe, just maybe, everything would work out okay. Hey, how's it going? Sarah asked, as I sat down across from her. You look like you've got a lot on your mind. I took a deep breath, letting my thoughts spill out. I just had a meeting with Mr. Thompson, and I'm waiting to hear back from him. I'm trying not to worry about it too much, but it's hard not to think about what could happen. Sarah listened attentively, her eyes locked on mine. You'll be fine, she said, when I finished talking. You've got a great idea, and you presented it well. Just be patient, and trust that everything will work out for the best. I smiled, feeling a sense of reassurance wash over me. Maybe, just maybe, Sarah was right. Maybe everything would work out okay, and I would get the chance to bring my vision to life. As we ordered our lunch and continued to chat, I felt my worries slowly start to fade away, replaced by a sense of hope and anticipation for what the future held.